Yes, I think the most difficult part is when in the end you have to go and rescue. So you've got all this flood and everything everywhere, the water and water everywhere, the health and health problems issues everywhere, and the child who are sick. I think rescuing them is the most difficult part when you're going there. When we have to deal with all of these kind of situations, and what we saw in the earthquake and then subsequently in the years and the subsequent floods, the challenge was building that capacity. Everybody said, can't be done. It's not possible. In Pakistan, a developing country, you're talking about the West, you're talking about 911 or 999. In Pakistan, it's not possible. Today, we became the first team to get United Nations in Sarak certification, as a result of which we're helping the neighboring countries, all other provinces of Pakistan. So this is a capacity that we've been able to build. But the real challenge, if you see the motto above there, it's saving lives, changing minds, and promoting safety. How do we do it? Is it just a thing, or we really need to? So those are, I'm just going to share 3 or 4 slides, just how we're going to be doing that and what's the vision for the future. This is an integrated emergency services model, so where we're providing all services, because it was very easy to say we don't deal with that, but who else is going to respond? So we ended up with ambulance rescue, fire, hazmat, animal rescue, everything that you, so they're all emergency. Next. This is, we're training all provinces of Pakistan. Next. Next. So about 26,000 people trained. Next. Now this is the real challenge that we face. The data, the emergencies that we face today. So if you see the overall number of the emergencies that we are dealing with, so this is a huge number that we had to deal with up till now, which is about, we have responded to about 16 million plus emergencies and rescued about 18 million plus victims, maintaining an average response time of 7 minutes, which is WHO standards. And with the motorbike rescue service, we brought it down to 4 minutes in the cities, which is today, we just completed, it's about the 8th anniversary. So it was 3.8 million with an average response time 4 minutes within the urban centers, which is an achievement internationally. If we come to the next slide, I'll just show you the number which we have to face every day. So on daily basis, it's about 7,000 emergencies that we're responding to. The bulk number is, as you've said, medical. It's the kids, the children, the adults who are being affected. And even more bigger issue that we also face, where also the children are traveling on motorbikes and others, the underage and others. So the road traffic crashes, every 1 minute there is a road traffic crash. And I think that has become a huge problem. So these are all these problems, all these multiple problems. Is there a solution for them? Next. So if you see the smog, the way the road traffic crashes went up 31%, and at the same time, the medical emergencies with smog went to about 82%. So if we, in the years each one, 24, 64, and then 82. So this is 21, 22, and then the year 2023. So this is the data that we looked at when we were analyzing the data. So this was the condition. Now what do we do? Is there a solution for it? How do we rescue? How do we get out of this situation? So there were 2 things that we did. Number 1 is engaging the community. So we have a level 1 and a level 2 and a level 3, where we have a community emergency response team in every Union Council of Punjab now to bring about a behavioral change and to become the first responders in every city. Next. So this is where first aid, fire safety, and then road safety, health and safety, and then the clean environment. So now this, we're trying to make it a part of every school. So every school, this training will be imparted, and there are about big numbers now. We're going to every school, every college, and everybody is, the university students are being encouraged to come and participate in these so that they can bring about a sustainable change in the entire process. But the next. The other challenge that I've actually talked about is we have a win-win situation where we save 2 people. We save from the environment as well as from the injuries. So if we see, this was a great opportunity as well, where we were talking about high-speed bikes and a road traffic crash every 1 minute of a motorbike. At the same time, when we looked at the speed data and the environment data, so the interesting thing was you move to an e-bike with a top speed of 50 and 30% reduction by 2030. So you can imagine the 30% we achieve the climate change target as well as the UN target for reduction of road traffic deaths and injuries. So this was an ideal whether just by this one intervention we could bring about the change. And in the end, next. Now, this is a challenge that we face. This was the challenge that we faced this year. You look at the corner over there, the recent floods. So if we're going to be building in the floodplains and we expect that they won't be affected, it's not safe, sustainable development. Next is the poor quality. Then we have the food security issue. And then we have the environmental degradation. So all of them linking. So what is the solution? I think the most important area where we really need to intervene is whether we want to have those kind of crises or ultimately move to an area where we have sustainable transport, safe transport, cities which are livable, smart cities. So without the land use planning, if we don't do it, you will be faced with all the challenges that we have seen at the back. So I think this is the time. This is where we really need to think where we want to have our cities. I remember Lahore, when we started the service, it was just 6 stations. Today, even 22 are not enough. The air was clean 2004. Today, the air is not clean. We lost 2 or 3 of our drivers last year because there was smog. They had to respond to an emergency. There was this trolley standing right there, and they unfortunately lost their life in the line of duty. So I think that is a crisis. That is an emergency that we're facing. So we need to decide that if we're going to keep our cities livable, smart, or we're going to be faced with crises like Karachi, Lahore now becoming a mega city, then Islamabad becoming a mega city where you've got water problems, crime, you've got transportation issues, you've got all number of problems. So that's something that we need to decide today, and we need to plan properly so that all future problems we are safe and we can have smart cities where we can breathe, where we can, so better to live, work, and travel. So thank you, and I think thank you all. Thank you.